All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on Forex trading and figure out what really makes it so different. We're going to look beyond the hype and uncover why this massive global market might just be more accessible than you ever thought possible.
You know, when you hear the words financial trading, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For most of us, it's that chaotic, high-energy scene from Wall Street, right? It feels like this exclusive club where you need a ton of money and a fancy degree just to get in the door. But what if I told you there's a market that plays by a completely different set of rules? The foreign exchange market, or Forex, was basically built for the way our world works now, 24/7 and totally connected. So let's break down exactly what makes it such a unique animal.
First things first, let's talk about something we can all relate to, the clock. Because when you trade can make all the difference. Think about stock markets. They're pretty predictable, right? You've got the opening bell, the trading day, and the closing bell. Lights on, lights off. But the Forex market? It basically never closes. Since it's decentralized, it just follows the sun around the world. It kicks off Monday morning in Australia and runs non-stop all the way through Friday afternoon in New York. There's no bell to wait for.
And that right there is a huge advantage for, well, normal people. It means you can trade on your schedule. Whether you're an early bird, a night owl, or just trying to squeeze something in on your lunch break, the market is open for business. It's a total game changer for anyone who wants to trade part-time without quitting their day job.
And that idea of flexibility is not just about when you trade, it's also about how much you trade. This is where you get an incredible amount of control over your own money.
This is a really key difference. In lots of other markets, you're often stuck with these big, fixed contract sizes, but Forex gives you options. As you can see here, you can trade those big standard lots if you want, but you can also scale way down to mini, micro, or even tiny nano lots. So what's the bottom line here? It's simple. You are in control of your position size. This means you can fine-tune your trades to fit your own budget and, maybe more importantly, your personal comfort level with risk. You're never forced into a one-size-fits-all situation.
Okay, let's tackle the big one. The question on everyone's mind. What's this all going to cost me? How do you actually pay to play? Well, in the world of Forex, it's a lot simpler than you'd think.
Let's start with the best part. For most retail Forex brokers, you can forget about commissions. Seriously, there are no separate clearing fees, no exchange fees, none of that complicated stuff. That alone removes a huge layer of cost and confusion right from the get-go.
So you're probably wondering, okay, so how do they make their money? Great question. They do it through something called the spread. The easiest way to picture it is that currency exchange booth at the airport. You know how there's one price to buy euros and a slightly different price to sell them? That tiny difference is how they get paid. It's the exact same idea here, just on a much smaller scale.
And just how small are we talking? Well, under normal conditions, the transaction cost, that spread, is typically less than 0.1%. That makes it an incredibly low-cost way to trade compared to a lot of other markets out there.
Next up, let's talk about fairness, because the sheer size and scale of the Forex market actually works to create a more level playing field for everyone involved.
I mean, think about this for a second. The Forex market is so gigantic, with trillions of dollars changing hands every single day, that it's practically impossible for any one player to corner the market. Not a massive company, not a huge investment bank, not even a central bank can really manipulate the price of a major currency for very long.
The reason for that is a concept called deep liquidity. Now that sounds super technical, but the idea is actually pretty simple. It just means there are always tons of buyers and tons of sellers active in the market. And what does that mean for you? It means you can almost always get in or out of a trade instantly at a fair market price. You're never stuck.
Okay, so we've covered the flexibility, the low costs, and the fairness of the market. Now for the final piece of the puzzle. Let's talk about the tools, the risks, and how you can actually get started.
One of the most powerful and most misunderstood tools in Forex is called leverage. Let's just walk through this example. Say you deposit just $100. With 50-to-1 leverage, which is pretty common, you can effectively control a $5,000 position in the market. It lets you amplify your capital, so you can potentially make meaningful profit from even tiny movements in price. But, and this is probably the most important but of this whole explainer, leverage is a double-edged sword. It's not free money. While it can magnify your profits, it will magnify your losses just as fast. High reward always comes with high risk, and you have to have a solid risk management plan. Now, after that serious note, let's switch gears to something really empowering. Unlike other markets where you might need tens of thousands of dollars just to get in the game,
Forex has an incredibly low barrier to entry.
And I'm not exaggerating. You do not need a fortune to start. In fact, many online brokers will let you open an account and start trading with a minimum deposit of just $50. That makes it accessible to just about anyone who's curious and wants to learn.
And here's maybe the most valuable tool of all for any beginner, the demo account. Pretty much every broker offers one for free. It lets you trade with virtual money in the real, live market environment. You can learn the platform, test out your ideas, and build your confidence without risking a single real dollar.
And the free stuff doesn't stop there. Brokers actually want you to succeed, so they load you up with free resources. We're talking demo accounts, educational courses, live webinars, professional-grade software and trading tools, economic calendars, the whole shebang. It's all there to help you get started on the right foot.
This quote really hits home, doesn't it? It's so easy to put things off, to say you'll get to it someday. But as we've just seen, so many of the barriers that used to exist in financial trading, well, in the Forex market, they're just not there anymore.
The tools are available, the information is accessible, and you have the ability to start small and learn completely risk-free. So really, the only question left is the one you have to ask yourself. What's your first step going to be?